there are a lot of guys out here who are just your regular, average, everyday, harmless dude, right? But the bad part is that a lot of these women, they will choose, like I said, the women are going to choose one out of those 10 guys or two out of those 10 guys. They choose the guys who are the idiots. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, no matter how much guys are catcalling or approaching you, you still have to choose what dude you're going to be with. And now you don't know, you might not know exactly how he's going to be, but you know, sometimes a girl go out a guy and he does something stupid, or he, you know, he roughs her up, and then I'm like, okay, why don't you stop seeing him? And then she sees him again. You understand what I'm saying? And then now she has these sob stories about, you know, oh, men do this and they're aggressive and they're threatening me and they're doing, and then you start hearing that all around, and then the cycle continues. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's about choosing the right guys.
The right guys. Yeah. Okay. And why do you think women are bad at choosing the right guys?
Oh, it's also it's a lot about insecurity. Yeah. That's really what it is. Like a woman, see, a lot of people think men have big egos. Women have, their egos are ridiculous. So the thing is that it's easier to choose a guy who's not right for you. But why? Because if it doesn't work out, so what? He was an idiot. You understand? But if you choose a guy who's a good guy, that means that the woman has to step up her game and has to do something. And that a woman's biggest fear is actually having to put in effort. Why? Because she doesn't have to put in effort. Like, for example, I remember I asked the question one time when I was speaking at this place, and I said, you know, what is a woman expected to do in the dating process? You understand what I'm saying? Like a man, he's supposed to come up to you, talk to you, get your number, call you, plan the date, you know, take you out, spend the money. What does the woman do in this interaction? Nothing. So if a woman finds a guy who's a good guy, who's a decent dude, he has a job, he's trying to make something of himself, he respects people, he respects you. Now, when she's with that guy, she's going to be like, oh no, you know, I actually have to do something to keep this guy interested. And that's something most women haven't developed the skill to keep men interested and to keep doing that. So what they do is they mess with the loser guy, and you know they complain about him and all this other stuff, but they keep running after him because it's easier to get your, you know, for him to fall off and never call you again because you're like, well, he was an idiot anyway, instead of getting with a guy who's a real good guy who you might be falling for, who you start to really like, and then him say, you know what? I don't think this is working out, because that's going to mess with her ego too much, and she can't take that.
Right.
A woman can't take rejection.
Women, yeah, the rejection. And in some ways, I feel like women just don't have the opportunity to practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking rejection.
Exactly.
Because a woman isn't doing, like, have you ever had a woman client say, like, I just want to, have you ever taken a woman to Union Square and like?
No, well, not yet. I need to, but but you know what it is. A woman,
why not? Like, do women just not ask?
Because a lot of women don't even want to do that part. You know, they don't want to approach. But also, a woman's rejection is totally different. Like, a woman's rejection is after the man has sex with you and never calls you back. That's a woman's rejection. This is why sometimes women try to prolong the sex. You know, they're like, oh, well, let's not do it now. Let's wait, blah, blah, because they're scared that you might leave after you have sex with them. You know what I'm saying? But usually, if a guy's into you, he's going to want to, you know, still see you or whatever. It's not really about the sex. But sometimes if you're not interesting enough, that's why he leaves, because you have nothing going for you, like I said. So, you know what I mean? So the
rejection happens after the sex. The rejection doesn't happen in Union Square. The rejection happens
like
after
you know, most women, and it's funny because, you know, this is the thing, I teach women how to approach men, but it's a different sort of way to do it, because since men are not used to women approaching them, then you have to do it a different way, because then they're going to be like, you know, why is this girl coming up to me? This is weird, you know? they're gonna think something's up. You know what I'm saying? So I teach the women, like, the right way to.
What is the right way?
Well, it depends. There's two different ways. So